Moral clarity. That's what this moment calls for. Terrorists launch rockets at civilians, launch rockets from schools and hospitals, putting kids at risk. They use humans as shields. Hamas is a terrorist organization, sworn to wiping out the only Jewish state on earth. And the House of Representatives previously declared it shall be the policy of the United States to officially and publicly condemn Hamas for violating the international law of armed conflict by exploiting civilians. Democracies, on the other hand, act to limit civilian casualties and do everything they can to defend their own citizens. Israel is a democracy, the only Jewish state in the world, and our friend and ally, and Israel has a right to defend her citizens. At this moment, as more than 1,750 rockets rain down on Israel, we must stand with our ally and stand against Hamas terrorism. Please don't be fooled by false choices, Israel or Hamas. But if I am asked to choose between a terrorist organization and our democratic ally, I will stand with Israel every day of the week, and so will you, and so will you, and so will you, Mr. Speaker. America stands with Israel. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to declare unwavering and steadfast support for the State of Israel. Hamas and Islamic Jihad are single-handedly responsible for the escalation that has led to the bloodshed of Israelis and Palestinians. These terrorist organizations do not care about people or peace. They seek only to destroy the Jewish state. Israel has every right to defend herself. No nation should be subject to a barrage of rocket fire like what we see on this easel on a civilian population. Without the Iron Dome air defense system, the loss of life would be worse than the nightmare before us today. Congress must ensure the life-saving missile defense systems continue to get the support and funding needed to keep civilians safe. Israel has taken serious steps to de-escalate the conflict, while Hamas has only escalated its attacks. So it's especially irresponsible to demonize Israel's conduct while ignoring her right to self-defense. America unequivocally stands by our key democratic ally, Israel. I pray for peace and security in the region and mourn the loss of all lives, Israeli and Palestinian. I urge the cessation of all intentional acts of violence and a return to working towards a viable two-state solution. Everyone deserves to live in peace, free from terrorism. I yield.